Hi, guys. I was having a conversation with a friend about how she talks about things in her life, like your language, I guess you would say, and it hit me. I should make a YouTube video about it. So here I am. So I want to talk about language today, which kind of rolls into, or I guess it does, perspective, which rolls into limiting beliefs, which is all kind of tied together. And then this word perspective keeps coming up. So it's important for a reason. So, language. Jen Sincero, love her. Look at that quote right there. She's awesome. Anyways, Jen Sincero has this quote: what comes out of your mouth comes into your life. And if you sit with that for a second, what comes out of your mouth comes into your life. If you sit with that for a second, she's totally right. Right? So think about things that you say all the time, positive or negative, or how you say them. Think about that for a second. A while back, 4 years ago or so, it's funny, I was like an all in positive person till I wasn't positive, then I was an all in negative person. How you can be both, I don't know, but I was. So if I were walking around on campus, let's say, school, maybe I had a tough parent, maybe I had a tough kid, whatever. It seemed like almost every day on campus, when someone asked me, "How's it going today?" I would respond with, "Oh, it's going." That's so negative, right? Or I would respond with, "Just another day in paradise." And that's terrible, right? Even though it sounds positive, or it's positive words, I said it with like a negative tone. Um, and I didn't even realize it actually until I've been doing some of this work, but how you talk about things is so important. Now, it's easy to talk about stuff you like. It's easy to talk about going to happy hour with your best friends or planning a vacation. Let's think more toward things that you don't want to do, things that are hard, things that are a challenge. Think about those things and how you talk about them. I happen to talk about working out a lot. A lot of people are like, I don't want to work out. Oh, negative, negative, negative. Instead of like shifting your perspective, if you think about a workout not as like a tough thing you have to do, but a celebration of what your body can do, you might talk about it differently, right? It's now to the point in my household when my husband and I are talking about working out, it's not even a oh I have to, it's I get to. When can I? Which workout do I get to do, right? So, anyways, back to talking, how you talk about things. So, identify a couple things, and it could be anything. I'm trying to stay broad. I'm trying not to give specific examples, but um, even how you're talking about going to work, how you're talking about spending time with your kids, how you're talking about what you're eating, how you're talking about the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and how we're dealing with that. How you talk about it affects your mental state about it, right? Obviously, I'm a teacher. We're going back to school. It's going to suck. Just throw that out there. It's going to suck. And there's a lot of situations that suck right now because of this COVID-19. But if we continually keep saying it sucks, it's hard, it sucks, it's hard, we're going to stay that way. Our mentality about it is just going to stay that way. So instead of talking like that, when people are like, how you feel about going back to school? It's going to be different. It's going to be different, but I'm excited and I follow with a positive. It is going to be different. Now, I don't mean lie. When I'm saying change your language about how you're talking about things in your life, I don't mean lie. Oh my God, I'm so excited. No, I don't mean that. You don't need to lie, but you can say something true that sounds better than it sucks or it's going to be hard or whatever, and it starts making your mind believe that. So no, I am not tickled to death about going back to school with all the new rules and regulations in line. Nope, not excited about that. But I can say it's going to be different because it is. That's truth. And then I'm going to follow it up with a positive. It's going to be different, but I can't wait to see my kids again. It's going to be different, but I'm ready to get back in a routine again, right? So think of something that you would normally, and it could just be COVID-19. It could be this whole situation. Yeah, we've spent a lot more time at home, but we've gotten this project accomplished, or we've been going on family bike rides, or we've gotten to go camping a lot, or whatever that might be. Change your stinking language, okay? Now, so when you know that you're about to say it, this is kind of how I did it. Not that it's right or wrong. Choose whatever works for you. But when I was trying to change my language about the way I was talking about things, I would stop myself. I would like reframe the sentence or reword it. Okay? Let's say it was about a difficult student or a difficult parent, or about, I don't know, something stressful, or about COVID-19. I would stop myself and I would reframe the sentence, or I wouldn't say anything at all. Like I wouldn't even make that comment that I was going to make. Okay? So if someone's talking about a decision our boss made that we didn't like, which we love Dr. Friday, but a decision that someone made and we didn't like it, instead of even saying the negative thing, I just didn't say anything at all. Okay, so that's where I started. I also would call myself out, like catch myself if I was going to text it. Right? So something's bugging me, I'm going to text my sis. That sounds so negative. Delete. So I either wouldn't text anything at all, or I would text just something positive to her. Okay, so start with catching yourself and either not saying it or reframing it. So, hey, how do you feel about going back to school? It's going to be different, but I'm excited to see my kids. See what I did there? Okay, this seems silly, but I swear to goodness, it makes such a huge impact. Okay, I'm not saying lie. School year is going to be different, but I am excited about seeing my kids. You see what I'm saying? So try to catch yourself, reframe it. Don't say anything at all. Don't even text it. Don't even post that comment on social media. Take it all out of your language. Okay, now other things you need to take out of your language. The I'm always, oh, I never, oh, I couldn't, oh, I can't. All of those things, take them out of your language. Those are what we call limiting beliefs. Yeah, you actually could if you tried. You just haven't tried. You say you never, but yeah, you probably have. Or you're always late. I bet there was a time you were early. Okay? Those actually are limiting beliefs. So you can actually catch yourself in those too. Right? And how powerful it is if you stop saying that. So these are just little things about how, so going back to teaching, I don't let my students say I can't, say I never, say you might not be able to yet, but you can practice and get better. So we don't let our kids say that. We don't let our students say that. We don't let our best friends say that. Like, we correct them, but what about ourselves? So this is me helping you out, okay? How you talk about things. I got my notes. Let me make sure. So even stuff like, instead of I have to, I get to. Because those people, oh, I have to go to work. There are people out there who wish they had a job. So change your dang language about it. Stop being negative. I get to go to work. And that's pretty awesome because there are people out there who don't get to go to work. So change your stinking language. Sometimes actually our language makes things worse than it actually is. Okay? So many people are saying how hard COVID's been, how hard quarantine's been, and really, some people's lives haven't really changed that much. Now, hold on. I am not trying to argue with you. Plenty of people's lives have changed. People have been sick. People have lost their jobs. Okay, but so what? You can't go to the Cheesecake Factory every Friday night for your, weekly cheesecake, okay? That doesn't mean it had to be hard. So if you're constantly saying how hard something is, how terrible it is, well, then you're going to believe it and you're just going to constantly have that mentality about it. Okay? I know a lot of people who talk about how hard working out is. And then when you're done, you're like, I did it. I didn't die. It was fine. I'm sure you've done harder things than a 30-minute workout, right? So sometimes the more we talk about that hard thing or the more we're negative about it, we believe what we say. We make it worse than what it was. Okay? So really be mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying it. Okay, that doesn't mean lie and just say, oh, everything's great all the time, but really be mindful of what's coming out of your mouth, because that comes into your life.